So in After Effects, in lesson 3, we're going to be creating a production logo, and we're going to manipulate Photoshop files into our project. So the first step here on page 236 in lesson 3 is that we need to open the project from the data files, which is under Mr. Sun, under Premiere, under Data Files, Chapter 2, and the one that they want you to open is Production Logo, and they want you to file save this, and in your S drive, but I'm going to put mine in a folder on my desktop, and you're supposed to call it Logo and your name. I already started this, so I'll just click on Save at this point. I'll now overwrite, replace the file. You're not going to get this dialog box because it's probably the first time you're doing this. So once you do that, you're going to see that on your project panel you have the production logo composition, and you also have a Earth Spin MPEG movie in this project. We're now going to import the Photoshop file, so we're going to click on File, Import File, and you're going to navigate to the M drive, Mr. Sun, Premiere, whatever our data files for Chapter 2 are. I happen to be already there. And you're going to import Channel 6 logo file. It's a PSD file, Photoshop file. So I'll click on Open. In this dialog box here, Channel 6 logo PSD, we are going to be choosing import kind as a composition. The default is footage. We're going to change that to composition, and then you click on OK. We're going to double click the Channel 6 logo on the project panel to make it active on the timeline. Okay, so you see that on the timeline here, we have this Photoshop file open. And you notice that there are several layers in here in Photoshop that were brought in as well. Channel, News, 6. They're all in different layers on their own. And they were created that way in Photoshop. On page 238, it tells you to click on the channel layer on the timeline panel, go to Layer on the application bar, and then click on Convert to Editable Text. Convert to Editable Text towards the bottom of the menu. And now this layer is then converted to an editable After Effects text layer. Okay, so it came as a layer in Photoshop, but now we made it into a type layer in Adobe After Effects, which allows us to change several things and properties as with any text element. This is no longer a Photoshop layer. We're going to right click on the News layer, and then we're going to convert it to editable text. So it's another way of doing the same thing. And we're going to convert layer 3 as well to the same thing, convert to editable text, by right clicking on the layer. So we're going to close the Channel 6 logo composition. So this composition here, we're going to close this, and we're going to File and save this project at this point. On page 239, we're now going to work on nesting a composition. We're going to click on Production Logo Composition to activate it in Timeline panel. So I believe this is already here. Production Logo. We're going to drag the Channel 6 logo composition from the project panel to the production logo composition, so that is in the layer 1 position. So click and drag this composition down, and you see the highlight, the thick black line. I want it to be on top of this layer right now, so it takes over layer number 1 position. So now what we've done is we nested one composition inside of another one. On the production logo composition, now we have the Channel 6 logo composition. Okay, so they're inside of each other. We're going to click on the composition navigator list arrow. So now on this panel here, the composition panel, we can see both of them. We can see the production logo on the left. We also see the nested channel 6 logo in there, and we can click back and forth to work on them separately. I'm going to file save our project at this point. Now we're going to format text. We're going to make sure that the channel 6 logo is actually active on the composition panel, which mine is, chapter 6 logo, and the text workspace is in place. So I'm going to change my workspace to text. Okay. We're going to click on the selection tool. Mine's already activated. On the tools panel, and we're going to click on channel on the composition panel, as shown in figure 61. So we want to change this guy here. On the character panel, we're going to click on the stroke color button to bring it forward. And then we're going to, and this is again on the top right of the character panel, we're going to click that stroke. And we're going to click for the fill, we're going to just double click this guy to bring this dialog box for the text color, and we're going to change this to the white color, 6 Fs. Click OK. So right now it used to be no stroke, but now we actually put a white stroke on it. I'm going to change the stroke to width to half. And then I'm going to press enter to set the width. And then we're going to click on change the production logo at this point, and we can get a preview of what it will look like. Let's go back to channel 6 composition here. We're going to do the same thing for the word 6. Double click on the stroke color. I'm going to change to white. The width to a half. I'm going to go back here and do the same thing for news. Double click, white, stroke width. I'm going to go back to my selection tool on the tools panel, press and hold shift, and I'm going to select all of them. Click on channel, 6, and news, and so that you see anchor points, anchor handle points all around all the 3 elements. And now we're going to go to the character panel options menu, options button, and we're going to choose small caps. With the text layers still selected, as you see them down here on the channel logo composition timeline, we're going to click on window, and we're going to choose align. And then we're going to, with the align panel open now, we're going to click on align layers to list arrow, and we're going to choose composition, and then we're going to click on horizontal center alignment button. Just second one here. We're going to preview our changes that we made. I'm going to close this align panel here. We're going to preview our changes on the production local composition panel and save.